Good evening, VV Nation, and welcome to the Friday 6 p.m. video. My name is Glenn, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest. Love bringing these videos to your attention. And it's always about what's going on in the market and how to best take advantage of the current market's conditions. This evening, before anybody jumps up and says anything bad, is all about, is what we're going through right now part of a market correction or just a market pullback? Nothing to do with fear. I'm just looking at the data. And if nothing else, I want you to be able to make better decisions based on what's going on in the market instead of getting caught and blindsided and not knowing what happened. That happens a lot in the trading world. We try very hard here to keep you on the right side of the market at all times. Now, with that being said, you know that I had a position in Palantir. I took it off the table. I made 120% on it. Why? Well, I'm going to show you why as we get into the software. Is this a market correction or a market pullback? We're definitely moving down, and right now, I'm as of today, this morning, before the market opens, I'm looking at what's going on in the market timing graph. We had a beautiful uptrending market. We pulled back, found a level of support. From there, took off again. A lot of it was spurred on by the new upcoming administration. Totally understand that. All right. But markets can't go up forever. At some point in time, they got to pull back like it did here, all right, before it continued to move higher. I think that this is just a pullback in the market. This is a breather for the market, and that it's not anything to be all hippy-tippy critical about and panic. I did take profits, and you know something? I think that with the year that we've had, especially the second half of the year, we've had a great opportunity to make money on stocks, especially because of AI. There's nothing wrong with taking profits. You know why? Because you can't go broke taking a profit. Some of my biggest winners were NVIDIA. NVIDIA earnings comes out next week. Make sure you tune into my video on Tuesday, the day before earnings. We've got Palantir. There's a lot of AMD, Micron, TSM, ASML, so many stocks in this space, IBM, Google, Apple. So many stocks in the space have made a lot of people a lot of money. With that being said, it's okay for you to take profits. Now, if you're in a stock long-term that you don't want to get rid of, what do? Those are the stocks that you sell covered calls on or buy protective puts, especially if you really don't want to get rid of them. But you know something? I'm okay with taking profits, waiting for another buying opportunity. And guess what? When I buy back into it, I'm playing with the house's money. All right, it's not my money at that point because I made a good profit. I'm now reinvesting in the stock, but with the house's money, and I'm okay with that. So, do I think that this is a correction? I do not. Do I think that this is a pullback? I do. Do I still think that we get a Santa rally going into the end of the year? Yes, I do. Now, with that being said, I'm going to show you 3 different ways to take advantage of this market, to prepare you for when the market starts moving back up, to give you safer investment opportunities when the market goes back up, and short term, if you want to play the market to the downside, we're going to talk about Contra ETF. So if you're ready, here we go. The first step I'm going to look at are what I call my aggressive stocks, my stocks on the radar. All right, these are definitely aggressive plays. A lot of these are going to be overvalued stocks, but you'll notice that the majority of these stocks have RVs above 1. That means that these stocks have good upside potential. The safeties may not be above 1, and I'm okay with that, especially if I'm looking at more aggressive plays. I want them to have a higher probability of outperforming the market. I have PSIX, Spotify, FTAI, Rail, and Clover Health. These are my 5 stocks on my radar that if the market continues to move up, these are great potential buys to take advantage of. Again, these stocks, for the most part, are overvalued for the most part, and they're going to be more aggressive plays. Something else that I look for. If I'm going to look for an aggressive play, I want to make sure that possibly the stock goes up more than it goes down. Now, a couple of these stocks are sell recommendations. That's because RT is below 1. These are in downtrends. But when the market decides that it wants to go back up, these are going to be stocks that are lower dollar stocks that have a high potential to go up. Double-digit earnings growth, 2 of them are sells. Again, super aggressive with their sells. But I like these as a means of aggressive plays for those of you who are a little bit more aggressive. Now, because some of these stocks are overvalued, I know that a lot of people in VV Nation are not going to invest in overvalued stocks. I think that overvalued stocks means that you pay a premium to own it. Doesn't make it a bad stock, but a lot of money is going into the stock market and not into the banks. So a lot of these stocks that people know about, they're going to throw money behind it, raising the stock's price higher, whereas it takes it overvalued. It just means that people are willing to pay a premium. If you're not willing to pay a premium, how about this? I've got a listing of undervalued stocks less than $10. Now, why is this so important? I'm going to show you something. I've got a portfolio that I've been tracking since 10/8 of this year. We're at 11/15, so a little bit more than a month, 13.67%, and every stock is a double-digit winner. Now, let's go back to the list. These are stocks. RVs are all above 1. All of these stocks are undervalued. So for those of you who are looking for lower dollar stocks that are undervalued, then this is the list for you. I do have a sell recommendation in here as well. I'd wait on that. Another one, I'd wait for these RTs to go back above 1, but these are solid picks that when the market starts to go back up, you're probably going to be very happy with these trades. All right, so we looked at a list of stocks that were more speculative, mostly had RVs above 1. We've now looked at a list of undervalued stocks under the price of $10, which I think is a good play. And again, I showed you the portfolio. But what about short term if the market goes down a little bit? We've got Contra ETFs. Now, I've got some Contras that I really like. DRIP, because oil, the commodity, if we decide to drill, the commodity is going to go down in price. I like the play of playing DRIP for oil to the downside. High beta. Tech stocks. Again, if the market goes down, a lot of tech stocks are getting hit. But wait until next week. NVIDIA is probably going to give more direction on tech stocks going into the end of the year. And make sure you watch my Tuesday video once again, where I'm going to give price targets on NVIDIA, and I'm going to break down what it's all about. All right? Break down what it's all about. The Chinese market, I really like Yang. It plays the bearish side of the Chinese market. Now, of course, these are not going to have earnings growth rates and sales growth rates because they're ETFs. But if the market continues to go down, and I'm going to bring up the graph again, if the market continues to go down below the value of 72.22 on our VectorVest composite and starts to fade the gap, I honestly think that after the gap is faded, let's go put a horizontal line. I think that after the gap is faded at the value of about 70.95, going into the end of the year, I think we have a nice rally. Again, I'm speculating on my part right here. The market's gone down. We got a one black crow follow through, more follow through. And today, as I record this, right at the level of 72.22, if we rebound, then the stocks that I just talked about, my more aggressive and undervalued stocks, may be a good play. But I think maybe the market going into the weekend has some more downside. I'd like to see if we can fade this gap. But again, correction or pullback. Nothing about fear at all. I'm just showing you the data so that you are prepared. Many of you are probably not doing anything yet. You're like, oh no, we're going to be good. We're going to be good. And then when the stock market or the stocks go down more than you anticipated, you will be blindsided. I'm trying to keep that from happening. Right now, I'm okay if you're taking some profits off the table or you're protecting your long positions with either covered calls or buying a protective put. That's it in a nutshell. 3 different ways to trade this market, but I want you to be aware from a market timing perspective where you are so that you're better suited on knowing what to do. Is this a market correction or a pullback? I gave you my opinion on it. I think that it's just a healthy pullback as the market has gone up so much nicely and people have made a lot of money. Folks, what do you think? Do you think that this is a correction or do you think it's a pullback? All right, so, and what stocks are you looking at? All right, 3 different ways to play the market right now. More recently, if the market continues to go down, I'd consider dipping my toe into some of those Contras. I think that will be short term though. For those that are more aggressive, I've shown you my stocks that are on my radar. And for those of you who are looking for good solid plays that are undervalued and less than $10, I've shown you those stocks as well. Well, folks, this video is over. And until the next time, see ya. Dear Black Friday, we got all the big screen TVs that we could ever want. This Black Friday here at VectorVest, take an opportunity to invest in yourself. The unbelievable price of 99 cents for a trial of the VectorVest software can put you on the path to financial freedom, and you can get whatever you want on any Black Friday going forward. www.vectorvest.com/YT.